guys for some help, okay? I'm going to need you guys to respond. I'm going to ask you a question, and you guys can respond. Hopefully the table tennis guys can help me out. I'm going to say, can I get a Marty's? Okay, that was pretty cringe. That was terrible, but it was okay. It was okay. It was still much better than the gears that I had in my first USSA. It was miles above. See, it was the men's singles quarterfinal, and on the one side was Tian Lo, currently sitting over there, and on the other side was a player from CPUT. The winner of the quarterfinals gets to play and represent USA at the USSA Games. See, the support that the player had from CPUT, there was a horde of dark blue players behind him screaming, CPUT! And on the other side was me. See, we only sent 3 players to USA that year, and the only reason I made the team is because I pitched up the trials. And see, for those of you that know Tian, he's a very quiet guy, very. Doesn't really express his emotions very expressively, but today was very different. Between me and him, we almost competed with the gears that CPUT could bring, almost. And in his defense, he played an amazing match. It was crazy. The guy that he played against had played for South Africa as a junior, and Tian had only started playing in first gen. And so, but it was just not enough. And so after that loss, it left me thinking, you know, what would have happened? Maybe it would have been different if Marty's had showed up in the same way that CPUT had. And so Tian and I started cooking. We started off the next year with a clear goal and a clear plan. Get more players, coach them and train them, and bring the heat to USA. And that's exactly what we did. We leveraged the competitiveness of res leagues or res competitiveness in general, to get more players. We had 34 players come to trials in January. Much more than the 3 guys that just pitched up the previous year. And we also appointed Tian as a paid coach. And Tian, this was Tian's first time coaching. And you know, with respect, he didn't really know that much about table tennis technique and table tennis tactics, but he understood something that almost no one did. That sometimes the best thing to do is to simplify and to focus on the basics and get those 100% right. And once you can do that, everything else is a distraction, and you just focus on that. And that's what we did. We got more training sessions, we trained more, and we just, more importantly, by the time that USA came around, we had more gears. And so, it was my second USA. It was the men's singles quarterfinal, again. On one side was me, only having started playing in second year. And on the other side was a player from CPUT, who had also played for South Africa as a junior. And so, but this time, there was a horde of maroon screaming, Marty's! Behind me to combat the CPUT. And I played very well, and I barely had time to think. The basics just happened because of all the training, the hours that I put in, and just managed to squeeze out the win and managed to represent, to make the USA national team and represent South Africa. So this is why I tell you the moral of the story. Basically, if you want to make the USA team, get yourself a Tian. It helps a lot. And more importantly, create a culture of support. You know, don't just, if it's not your USA, you've lost, you're already knocked out. Don't be sitting on the sidelines and sulking. Be like Siya Kolisi on his 100th test match and being subbed out and being louder than the French fans. You know, and I think my story just shows that even in a singles game, it's still the team and the gears that carries you forward. So, I'm going to ask you guys a favor one more time. Hopefully it's going to be a bit better. Can I get a Marty's? Marty's!